As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Tom, it's just a tough subject. A recent study by Brown University showed that nearly 450 children are killed each year by their parents.
My daughters were picked up on a Friday by their father to spend the weekend, and that night he pumped carbon monoxide into their bedroom and slit their throats.
Justice have begun for two children killed by their mother in Hopkins County.
9-year-old Hayden King was laid to rest today. Hayden's 4-year-old sister Harper will have a celebration of life service tomorrow morning.
Here's a story that's breaking at 6 o'clock. It's all centered around the three people you see on your screen, the key pieces in a Middletown murder case.
On the left is James Hutchinson. Police say the 6-year-old was killed allegedly by his own mother.
East Los Angeles mother was charged today with killing her 3 young children. The youngest was less than 2 months old.
At 6 with breaking news.
Good evening to you, friends. Greg Merriweather along with Elizabeth Val. Our top story today, that precious little 2-year-old right now. 2 people are facing charges accused of murdering little Nevaeh Allen. Investigators found the 2-year-old dead in Mississippi after several days of searching.
One of those blamed in her death, the girl's mother, Lanaya Cardwell.
Hopefully it's not too bad on your end, but I hope you guys are doing well this evening. You get a little bit of wet head Betty this evening, but it's already dried. I started with wet hair, but I got long hair and it dries pretty quickly. So anyways, it's nice to see you guys this evening. We were going to talk about something else yesterday, and some information came out from an interview, or I don't even want to call it an interview. That was just I call it absolutely insanity that somebody is on YouTube talking about the stuff they are talking about when they have a child missing. No avocation, nothing. But I digress. We were supposed to start with mapping. We were talking about the 50-mile radius, the 100-mile radius from where Sebastian disappeared from, and trying to get a call to action out there for the people in those areas to start identifying areas that have weird, child homes and things that are off the record. Like church type stuff, places where you can tuck kids, bridges, desolate areas, the whole gamut. We're looking for people. And if you don't know what radius, what maps I'm talking about, go to my community tab and scroll down. You'll see the maps and the radius that was done. Christine did those, and we're very appreciative of that. So we're trying to identify areas in that 100-mile radius and in that 50-mile radius, and we're going to plot those on a Google map and save them. So when I'm in the area, I can look. You guys will know where they are if you want to do your Google map. So when you're in the area, you can search, things like that, just things to help out. But before we get started, I do have an update. Earlier today, we were talking about Brienne Miller. And she disappeared when she was 21 years old, about 5 years ago. And we were hearing that there was another place dug up. We were looking at the map. I really do believe it was their family home that they were digging up. That means they're identifying the mother. And I don't know if this guy is her father. I don't know. But you can kind of see that. Anyways, I'll let you guys, I'll reserve my judgment at this moment until I learn a little bit more. But they're really, really, really eyeballing her parents. Or the parental figures in the household. So, and they have been since, I believe, 2023. So I wanted to provide you guys an update on that before we get started. And we have an interview. So if we have enough time, we'll go over another interview of someone that ended up being charged with a crime, see how that went. See, we're not really looking for the details on some of these. I do try to find some that have similar details, and so far I was able to find one, and we're not done analyzing that because there were several interviews over a 2 or 3 day span that we still need to get back to, and I believe this was the most like scenario, most like a lot of details, and it kind of also incorporates the late Peter Hyatt's kind of explanation into it as well, with the putting him out of the house. So it was just another thought, some more information, but I digress. Let's just jump into this real quick. I had to take it off the screen because it was bogging down the, with all the advertising, it was just bogging down everything. So I figured I'd go ahead and just wait and then let you guys watch this stuff for yourself. I think that would be the best thing, but we got to listen to a commercial, which kind of sucks a little bit, but we do. Okay, here it is.
Home on Bergen Avenue, where the parents of a missing woman once lived.
I don't know why I can't hear it. Can you guys hear that?
Tonight, the woman's mother is...
Let me get back over on the screen. Can you guys hear that at all? I couldn't hear it. That was weird. Let me refresh. It's probably one of those things I need to refresh because we got to watch the commercial, don't you know? We have to watch the commercial. Hopefully it's not my audio because I went from the sound equipment here. Hold on, let me just make sure it didn't pop back up to the old audio. Built-in, default. Okay, so hopefully you guys are going to be able to hear it. I couldn't hear it. Let's see. I know we have to go through a commercial.
I was ready yet.
See, there's no sound to it.
Benefits everywhere.
Join AARP now.
There's absolutely no sound on my end.
Plus, find resources for
retirement. I hope that's not the case. You guys can hear it. I can't hear SWAT.
So I signed up.
I can't hear
Join today for just $15 for the first year with automatic renewal, and that includes
We're
a
having
second
technical
membership
issues
free.
for
Plus, you'll
Bullhorn Betty.
receive
Sorry,
AARP the magazine and this free gift. Call or go online today.
Investigators dig in the backyard of a South St. Louis home on Bergen Avenue, where the parents of a missing woman once lived.
Tonight, the woman's mother is speaking out. Fox News' Jeff Bernthal has the latest twist in the case, which is more than 3 years old.
St. Louis police confirm the FBI is assisting, but they're not commenting about any details. Neighbors say the woman who went missing had celebrated her 21st birthday just a few months earlier. Brienne Miller's mother was shocked to learn police and the FBI were in the backyard of the home where she and her husband once lived.
I have nothing to hide. I would never hurt my child.
A neighbor captured these images of the police activity at the home in the Bevo Mill neighborhood. Police are not commenting on whether they found any evidence that could help solve the mystery of Miller's disappearance.
It's very shocking. You know, this is a nice, quiet street. Everybody takes decent care of their homes.
Brienne's mother has been crushed by her daughter's disappearance and just wants answers.
It would mean everything in the world to me. It would mean everything to me. That's all I ever want.
I'm sorry, but, you know, she looks like she's crying, but I don't really see any tears. And her and the man that's holding on to her appear to be the prime suspects. And I'm very interested in finding out who he is and if he's her real father, because, you know, there's always some weird crap that goes on, you know, but I believe it was her prior home or the home that they live in that is being dug up. And has been dug up previously. Another home or the same one.
She said what happened to her. I've been living in darkness for a while, and it's sad because I don't want to think of her. I know she's in heaven with the angels. I do believe that. I just feel that in my heart.
Brienne was last seen in July of 2020. Friends say there was a verbal altercation with a boyfriend, and she was last seen near Grand and Delore. Neighbors say Brienne was a good kid growing up.
She would come down and just sit and talk with my dad, and she would help him get in and out of his wheelchair, and she was just a really good-hearted little girl. She wouldn't hurt anybody at all.
Her mom prays answers are coming soon.
Like the hat, the clothes he's wearing, how he's acting, I don't like the body language of the man next to her. I just don't like it. Don't like it at all. But, you know, I'm a very opinionated person, and I judge people. I judge people on a lot of things, right? I judge them on their heart. I judge them on a lot of stuff. And you can usually tell good people, and they just don't look like good people. They just don't. Not to me. I don't know. I just have I feel some type of way when it comes to vulnerable people. And if you guys saw that flyer, I mean, those pictures, she didn't look good. I don't know how to explain it other than that. She didn't look good. So we're going to start plotting some stuff on this show. And excuse me, I went back and also started searching, because we did a lot of work back in the day. We did a lot of work for bridges, trying to identify bridges. We've already done some of this work, but now we're now that we have a little bit of guidance, which, I mean, it's still a lot of space, you know, 100-mile radius. There's still a lot of nook and crannies in 100 miles, you know? So we just need to find stuff. We want to start, you know, expanding out, looking, you know, singularly, but we need to identify things from the house all the way out 100 miles at least. Is there trolls in here? Okay, well then let me fix that for somebody. We got trolls.
Sneaky gremlins love to fight, but we're here to set it right. Jump and duck, let's take a shot, turning trolls into what they're not. Whack a troll, let 'em tumble, let 'em roll. Swing your spatula or a stick, whack 'em fast, whack 'em.
All right, we got instructions. Hold on, I'm doing some working behind the scenes. Give me a moment. I can't believe they actually wait all day to be idiots. It's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. They refuse to acknowledge that they absolutely adore me, because who the heck would be over here spending this much time, right, trying to get my attention if they didn't absolutely love the Bullhorn Betty channel? So I wish I had a clappy little thingy, but I don't. So Otherwise, we'd be giving you guys a hand. But that's all right. We'll just whack you. That should fix the problems in the chat, hopefully. You guys have seen that. Let me see. Yep, there we go. Hopefully that will fix your problems, at least for the time being, okay? At least for the time being. What do we got here? Mama Dukes, welcome aboard. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard, Love Bug. Welcome aboard. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So let me just pull, I don't think I even have those. Let me go to my channel real quick and I'll pull up those maps so people can see, because we had a few people in here and we were talking about we were talking about an email that had a radius from AI that gave us, 50 mile and 100 mile radius. And it was just talking. And then Christine decided to, map it. It's hard to map for me because unless you have a program that does radiuses, it makes it, difficult to find a radius. So luckily Christine sent me that over where we have a good map, a 50-mile map and a 100-mile map. Obviously, I want to work on the 50-mile map first because presumably the child would be closer than further away. Statistically, if he's familial abduction as well as the worst case scenario, statistically he should be fairly close to the house. And AI said that he would be hidden in plain sight and had recommended a 50 to 100 mile radius. So that's kind of where we are on that front, is we're looking at radiuses. And so I do have that now up. Give me a second. I'm going to have to share my screen here and there and everywhere because it's just the way StreamYard has been. Don't ask me why. It is what it is. So I believe this is the 50 mile. Yes, this is the 50 mile. And this is it not there? There it is. And that is the 100 miles. So we have a 50 mile radius and we have a 100 mile radius. And for the 50 mile radius, there's quite a bit in there. Bowling Green's in there, Russellville, Elkin, part of Oak Grove, Clarksville, Charlotte, Spring Hill, Murfreesboro. I've been, I got to tell you, this is a true story. I told thank you, Kim. God bless you. Thank you for that super sticker. Thank you. I told Karen when we were in Tennessee, you know how you hear something and you feel like it's a sign, right? It's weird. I can't explain it. But it's like all of a sudden one day Murfreesboro just kept everything I kept seeing, like the ads I kept seeing, sign. I remember seeing several signs coming up with Murfreesboro all over it. It was just like one of those things where I just kept noticing Murfreesboro. And so if there's anybody out there from the area of Murfreesboro, please, please, please let me know what areas are out there, because Murfreesboro's been calling my name. I don't know why, but maybe it's the way it's spelled. Maybe it's that it stands out. I don't know, but it just seemed like there for a bit. It's like everything I saw, every stinking thing, it was Murfreesboro. And I kind of felt like it was a sign, Murfreesboro. I don't know. So a couple people have, and please, if you're in the 50 mile radius, in the subject line, write 50 mile radius. If you're in the 100 mile radius, please mark 100 mile radius so I know which one you're working in. So when I plot the map, I know which map to plot. We're going to have a 50 mile radius map plot and 100, which is hopefully going to be everything outside of the 50. I don't know how to explain that, but that's kind of my hope, is that we just get a condensed 50 mile radius and plot those. And then everything out past the 50 mile radius goes on a different spread, like not a spreadsheet, but a different saved Google map. And that will be kind of like last stuff that we look at, because I truly believe closer than further. I don't know why. I mean, there's a long span. This could go, we have to take into consideration, and I think we did take it into consideration one time. It's like, you think about the trip to Memphis, could that be that trip? It's bothering me because I feel like because of where Chris was working, Horn Lake, Mississippi, and it was right just 20 minutes over the Tennessee Mississippi border, closer to Memphis, and it only took him about 22 or 23 minutes to get to work from the Yogi Bear campground, which again is in Horn Lake, Mississippi. So it's just that I don't feel like he was around there enough to find a place of comfort to stash a kid. I just don't. That's the only problem. That might be a poor misconception. Because the way I'm looking at it is we learned, and I can't remember, I just vaguely remembered. I remember it came from Chris. And I can't remember how or why. But it was about his contract at work and how he gets these contracts. And I thought he said he had just gotten this contract like at the end of December or something like that. And he started work in January. Now, I don't know how regularly he was coming home in January. Oh, hey, Miss Robin. It's nice to see you. Hey, Love Mods Chat. I have missed y'all. Been crazy week, so thank gosh it's the weekend. Amen to that. TGIF. But I work 7 days a week, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what day it is. Sometimes I forgot to take the garbage out Thursday. I forgot what day it was. Oops. I'll have to pull it out Monday, but that sucked. But it has been a crazy week, no doubt, a crazy week. Which reminds me, for those that are coming to the court hearing on April 16th, please, as always, wear a green bow, like a green ribbon, wear, a green item in honor of Sebastian. This goes for everybody that's attending, whether they're on my side or not. Sebastian should matter to everybody. So hopefully people wear green. I probably will not have green except like a green ribbon on just in his honor, because I think I'm gonna wear my purple shirt if I can find my earrings. We'll see what I wear. So anyways, I did want to go over that, and this map here, this is the 100, and of course I can't see it very well, so let me see if I can go over on YouTube. And so we got Ash City, Mount Juliet, Lebanon, Gallatin, Hartsville, Highway something or other, Cartridge, I think that's what it is, or Cartage, Lacasis, I think is what it is, but Murfreesboro still stands out on this. I don't know why Murfreesboro is calling my name, but I hope if somebody's out there in YouTube world or social media world from clipping this or whatever the case may be, Murfreesboro, if you're in Murfreesboro, please reach out to Bullhorn Betty. It's eating me alive. Like, I gotta know. It's like everything I see is Murfreesboro. So it's popping up so much that I've just gotta know. I gotta know. So if you know anybody from Murfreesboro and they don't even know Bullhorn Betty, tell them to reach out to me, please. Or you reach out to me and forward them my message, because I want to ask them some questions. I want to ask them some questions about places in their area. But I want somebody that's been in the area either lifelong or has been there for a significant amount of time. I'd like somebody that's been in the area since their teenage years, honestly. It's, believe it or not, it truly is helpful. It truly is helpful because teenage kids know all the spots. Okay, I'm sorry. They just do. So maybe you got a teenage niece or nephew out there, right? That knows the spots. I promise I won't tell you, and I won't. Okay, they can call me and I'll keep their confidentiality whether you hate me the rest of my life or not. This is for a missing child. You're going to have to hate me a little bit longer, right? But if we do have somebody in Murfreesboro, it's been bothering me. So we did get some people that reached out. So I'm going to call this person TW, and they live in Warren County, Kentucky, and it includes Bowling Green, Smith Grove, and other small towns. Just letting me know if they can be of help. So they're going to be working on trying to find some areas that fit that criteria. And another person reached out to me by the initials AH, and they're in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is pretty interesting. That's cool. We got a couple people from near Bowling Green. I hope you guys are friends. You guys should be. We got some coffee club members. It's such a small world. Such a small world. That says I can help. Is there any particular place? And of course, I give her the places I'm looking for. And she's also going to be getting back a hold of me. So this is just another shout out to the people that are out there in these areas. We could really use your help. Again, this is the 50-mile radius. There is a 100-mile radius, and that is right there, which encompasses a lot. I believe that the 100-mile radius may go into Kentucky first. Yes, it does go into Kentucky, I believe. Just a little bit, maybe a lot. I don't know. I can't see the state line. It looks like the state line's like right here if I had to, but I can't be 100%. You know, it looks kind of like the state line, but it might not be. So, is that Evansville, Indiana up here? Maybe it is in there. I don't know. I got to look at a bigger map. I flunked the map part of our schooling when I was younger. No, I'm just kidding. I can read a map. I just don't read a close-up map when I can't see the borders. That's all. So I don't know what we're really looking at here. We might even have some Kentucky addresses in there. But I'm wondering if we should do like a 10 or 15 mile radius from the Yogi Bear campground as well. That's really what I'm trying to, figure out what we need to do. But I need some more participation, if at all. If you're in these areas, I'm not asking you to go out and search with me or just set up a search crew or anything like that. I'm just trying to identify areas we can put on a map. That's it. So if you're from these areas and you can help put a dot on this map, I'd really, really, really super appreciate it. What else do I got going on here? So here's an audience member that has reached out by email and actually had some decent questions to ask. Related about Sebastian, but one I'm confused on, and maybe you guys can help me. It says, where was Chris going to stay since Terry and Kathy needed his fifth wheel for their trip? And two, Katie said in a local news interview that at 9, she told Sebastian to go to bed. What I find odd is that Katie also said, and he did, while giggling. I know we have picked that up quite a bit. Just a couple of odd things. We picked that up. That was one of the first interviews that I covered. And I remember stopping there and saying, that's odd to me. That means she must have a problem putting him to bed. I didn't know him at the time. I didn't know anything about autism at the time. It was bad, but I digress. But the number one part of it was, where was Chris going to stay since Terry and Kathy needed his fifth wheel for their trip? And that's what's got me a little confused, because I thought they had just like matching stuff. It is my understanding that the Bauer Sox have their own fifth wheel. Am I not accurate on that? If anybody knows, I may not be accurate on that. I'm not sure. Chris Prophet said he's willing to take people searching, so I want him to take me to second generation construction with him. Interesting. The whole family's rotten. They got stuff. I mean, I dealt with my childhood trauma really, really bad. So you have like me, outside of distant cousins, our family just, it's not, we don't have everybody in the family, having a lot of violence and problems and robberies and stuff like that. It's not in my immediate family, And so just to hear, the step grandfather, having chemicals, and seeing the assault for Aunt Melissa, and seeing one of the, I think Bowersock's children with aggravated battery, and or maybe it's burglary, aggravated burglary, and burglary. I think it was not battery, something like that. And so just seeing all of these people, it just keeps good. You look at the whole family, and I'm surprised that they have the money they have, because they seem like, in my opinion, dirtbags. They all have problems, and they're just, I don't know. I don't like the way they smell. I don't like how, like, we were staring out that window down at them, and we saw his sister pointing and screaming and being nasty. We saw his mother pointing, screaming, and being nasty. We saw Chris pointing and screaming and being nasty to his mom, as well as Terry. We saw Katie, being screaming and being nasty. Like, we saw all of them. We saw all of them in their raw form, and it just, you just look down, and they should have been embarrassed. They should have been embarrassed. And why they dress so homely when they come to court is beyond me. I've always been taught, you show the judge respect. You don't go in there in, regular clothes. You go in there like you respect the court. That's just how I've been taught. I don't understand these jeans and overall things. Maybe it's because I'm from Florida and they're from Tennessee. I think Florida's got it together a heck of a lot more than Tennessee, me personally speaking. So now we're going to get into, we do have a little bit of time. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. Let me take this off. And we got the bridges. I forgot to go over the bridges. We'll save the bridges for tomorrow, because I'm exhausted today. I truly am. For the people that want to get those things to me for the 50-mile radius and 100-mile radius, please, please, please. DD, thank you so much for your questions. I hope that was answering them for you. And, of course, before we get started on the interview, what else do I have here? Oh, listen to this. Oh, my gosh. Remember how we watched Harmony Montgomery case. We watched it go, whatever. We know her mom, Crystal Story. She never checked on her. She was really bad on drugs. They took Harmony away from her, gave her to her father, which was a horrible decision. Her father ended up unaliving her, and just, it was a really, really bad situation. It was disgusting. Poor baby. Well, the mother, Crystal, now mind you, I don't have anything, as long, your only requirement here is not to be a guilty party in the disappearance and or death of a person near, or, your child or somebody else. That's really the only requirement. If you're willing to help out, we are willing to work with anybody that's not a monster. Okay. I don't think having a drug problem, I think it makes you a monster. Don't misunderstand me. But when you get clean, I think you should be given an opportunity to get clean and get your life together. But there are some things, absolutely some things, that I just cannot and will not stand by and idly by at that. Harmony Montgomery absolutely was failed by her mother, okay? But her mother was also the one that found out she was missing. So it's kind of hard. That she had nothing to do with it. And while I know she went through a lot of pain over what happened to her daughter, it doesn't change the fact that if she didn't walk the walk that she walked, Harmony would not have been put in the position that she was put in. But then to go out, now mind you, her other child was adopted. Okay, so now she's got no kids. One kid is dead. One kid has been taken from the state and adopted out. She signed up for a super mom contest, and she stole her other child's photo that the gay spouses had of her child, and used that to enter in this contest for Supermom for profit. Now, there is just not a whole lot that I can really say about my anger at something like that. One of your children are dead, and I can understand you going through pain and you wanting people to remember her. But there is a heck of a lot more things that I would be willing to support other than Supermom, because we all know that is not what that woman is. And if they ever even entertained her application, it's allowing an actually good mom not to win a contest that an actual good mom should win. So again, I've got to find it. It was a post on Facebook, and the guys came out, and they've been trying to get her contest shut down because it's their son, their child now rather, and they're really, really highly upset, as you can imagine, because their focus is to protect their son, and this woman that is not their mother, this child's mother anymore, is flaunting his photo all over social media and claiming she is a super mom. So I'll be probably running a story on that here in the near future. Thanks, Melanie. Melanie gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your gifted Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Melanie thank you and God bless you. And whoever received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Melanie thank you. And welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straight jacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. So there is one thing in here about, we've been talking a lot about the landfill search as it relates to Sebastian Drake Rogers. Hey, True Crime, love our Marley, it's nice to see you. Well, this is kind of a recording of a recording of a recording. So I've got True Crime, Crime Time Buzz on here that picked up Granny's Crime Busters, right? And so it's a recording of a recording, which is cute, okay? So I'm giving both of them a plug. But it was our beautiful Granny Crime Busters that she was playing. So congratulations, Granny Crime Busters, for that. And I want to show you that before we get into this interview. How long is the interview? The interview is 40 minutes. So we'll have something to occupy us for at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Here it is right here. Let me share my tab.
Watched, I think it was the first one we watched, began like this. That first one we watched began like this, okay? So watch it. Credit to Granny's Crime Busters.
Running to some kind of anime character. When they searched the landfill.
At 5. Thank you, Mark. A backhoe digs through mounds of trash at a Kentucky landfill. It's the latest effort in the search for a missing 15-year-old that is intensifying. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Sebastian Rogers became the subject of an Amber Alert when he went missing last week. The TBI released new images of Sebastian today. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office traveled to the White Plains landfill in Hopkins County as a precautionary measure. They say the landfill is where trash from Sebastian's neighborhood was taken to. News 2's Adam Mincer is joining us live from that search site with an update. Adam.
Haley, Bob, we actually just heard from the Sumner County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location, the location right behind.
I don't know if we caught that the first time. A very specific Very specific location. I can't imagine them leaving that landfill with nothing. I really can't. Even if it was finding all of their garbage from their home and taking it with them. I just don't see them leaving this landfill with nothing. As soon as they found a bag that had any type of records in it for the Proudfoots or Sebastian, they would have grabbed that and taken it. I bet my bottom dollar. I bet my bottom dollar that they didn't walk away with nothing from this landfill. Let's listen to that again.
Haley, Bob, we actually just heard from the Sumner County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location, the location right behind me with that white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us is that they were looking this specific area because the trash from Sebastian's neighborhood got dumped here today. They spoke to the driver of the trash truck for that area.
They got dropped there that day. We missed all of this. It was dropped there that day. If you guys recall, this is something significant. Okay, and I'm just now realizing that this oversight, this massive oversight, as a matter of fact, because what I'm hearing happened is I'm hearing that they took the garbage from their neighborhood to the appropriate landfill, right? The one that isn't in Kentucky, and they take any of the refuse over to another landfill for dumping. And that got there that day. That refuse that their trash would have been in got there that day. So they were at a very specific area. Okay, listen to all of this again. Let me get them back up on the screen so you're not watching my mug. Okay.
County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location, the location right behind me with that white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us is that they were looking this specific area because the trash from Sebastian's neighborhood got dumped here today. They spoke to the driver of the trash truck for that area, and he said that it was put in.
Or could they have made arrangements to take all of the trash from their neighborhood and drop in a specific spot in the Kentucky landfill because they had the area to handle it? There's something with that we missed. I think this might be a huge critical key, but still at the end of the day, I don't see them walking out of there with nothing. You see what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying that they found his clothes, things like they found a bag, right? Can the telephone example can eventually turn in they found a bag of clothes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if they found their garbage and did take their garbage. Because there's something into that. He said, based on what the sheriff told them, I don't see a reporter getting this wrong. Oh, Miss Lee, Mom of 3. Looky. How are you doing, love bug? Big hugs and kisses. Big hugs and kisses. Let's listen to that sentence. There's something in there.
Haley, Bob, we actually just heard from the Sumner County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location. The location right behind me with that white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us.
I'm interested in this because I want to know what Crime Time Buzz says after this, because one of my audience members gave me this very specific spot in this video from Crime Time Buzz, and I went there and I started listening to it, and this is what I heard. And it was like right then I knew that there was something that we missed that was critical out in that landfill. And something ain't right here, because as you just pointed out, yes, 8 days later. Who pointed that out? Who pointed that out? Somebody just said 8 days later. I remember seeing it. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. Whoever said 8 days later, that is interesting, because what was it? Did they call? This is interesting. This is really interesting.
That white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day.
There's more activity now than there was previously in the day. Wouldn't more activity mean that they may have found something, that it requires more people there to go through whatever chain of custody? Gypsy said it. Thank you. Thank you, Gypsy. But let's keep listening. I'm going to back up again. I want to back up and I'm going to shut up. Okay, we're going to listen to whatever he says all the way through. We're going to listen to it all the way through. If I can help it. You know me and my mouth. I don't know if I can help it.
Haley, Bob, we actually just heard from the Sumner County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location. The location right behind me with that white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us is that they were looking this specific area because the trash from Sebastian's neighborhood got dumped here today. They spoke to the driver of the trash truck for that area, and he said that it was put in that space right behind us. I want to show you some drone footage.
So, guys, that is something that did stand out to me. They went there the day that the trash from Sebastian's area was dumped. I didn't know that before. I don't know if you guys did. But yeah, they went.
I think Granny might have that aspect wrong, because I think, when was this? Investigators sift through Kentucky landfill. That would have been recorded on March 7th, 8th, or 9th, and it most likely on the 7th. And they stayed there until the 8th. Let's find this one. Hold on. Let me see. I want to find out. Investigators sift through Kentucky landfill. Investigators. And who was this by? This is, do we know? This is Channel 2 KRN. Channel 2 KRN. Yep, this is it. Okay, so this happened. This was released on March 7th, 2024. March 7th, 2024. So we are accurate in saying that it was however many days. Let's see, the 26th, 27th, 28th. Do we have 29? Do we have the 29th? Hold on one second. Sorry, I've been absent so long. I had not a great, 6 weeks ago. And I've been down and out. Aw. Well, I wish you would have told somebody. We would have been praying for you, even if I'm really sorry for that. We definitely need to pray over you. God bless you. I'm sorry you're. Hopefully, it's something that you can work through. Hopefully, it's something you can work through. God bless you. Oh. Aw, and you gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. Thank you. Miss Lee Mom of 3, thank you so much. Gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty memberships, please don't forget to tell Miss Lee Mom of 3, thank you. And big hug, big hug. We all, I know I'm not going through any type of health scare, but, you know, things haven't been, you know, things have been kind of shitty for a lot of people right now. I don't know how to explain it. So, you know, I guess we'll trauma bond. We'll trauma bond together. I'm sorry. But anyways, for those that received your gifted Bullhorn Betty memberships, again, don't forget to tell Miss Lee Mama 3 thank you, and welcome to this crazy family called the Coffee Club. I, Edie, and Santa Asylum. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room. And guys, please say a prayer for Miss Lee, Mama 3. Throw some prayer hands up in her. Show her some love. She's been with us for a really long time. Really long time. So I think we might be onto something here. I think Granny's accurate, but I think she's just got the dates a little bit because she was thinking the day that they dumped it. But no, this is, oh my goodness. This means that they brought the trash over. I wonder if it was to throw people off. Something doesn't make sense there. This is not like a normal search warrant. I wonder if they got special permission. I don't know. There's just something odd with that. There's just something odd. Hey, Michelle, I see you in the chat. Be Betty fan. Sonia, the real me too. Let me go down to the... Oh, thank you, Tori. God bless you. Betty, sure do love your big heart. Oh, thank you. God bless you. Wow. It's almost like they had to put a freeze on the trash and have it segregated or something. Aw, thank you, Tori. Tori gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your gifted Bullhorn Betty membership, well, don't forget to tell Tori thank you. And if you received it, welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. Edie and Santa Asylum. Grab your straight jacket and your padded room, folks. Welcome aboard. It's a bumpy ride. Hang on and keep all arms and hands in the tram while it's moving at all times. Okay, guys. Now, seriously, what could all of this mean? Throw some things in the chat here, because this is stuff we overlook. Like this is like significant stuff we overlook. The trash from their neighborhood didn't get to that trash site until the 8th. By the time the 8th came around, wouldn't they also have another cycle of trash? How did that work? There's something. No, prayer warrior. He had just spoke to the sheriff. He had just spoke to the sheriff. Let's listen to that again.
Haley, Bob, we actually just heard from the Sumner County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location, the location right behind me with that white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us is that they were looking this specific area because the trash from Sebastian's neighborhood got dumped here today. They spoke to the driver of the trash truck.
That he didn't misunderstand. He said, what's interesting is what the sheriff just told us. It's interesting what the sheriff just told us. How did the garbage get there that day on March 8th? Or March 7th. When was this? Hold on, let me just check it again. March 7th. March 7th. How did it get there March 7th? What day was March 7th? Let's look. I'm getting the calendar up. Hold on, guys. March 7th. March 7th. It's almost a year ago. March 7th was a Thursday. March 7th was a Thursday. Their trash pickup is a Monday, is it not? Because the trash came through there on Monday. Aw, thank you. Did you see something? Rose wrote. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for the super sticker. So we have March 7th. This is what's weird. Because February 26th would have been a pickup. We saw the trash truck come through around 5 a.m. That means around 5 a.m. on March 4th, the trash truck would have been there. And they're searching on March 8th. Huh. I don't think that kid misunderstood the sheriff. Because he's like, what's interesting, let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that. We have to listen to this. There's something not right here. There's something not right here. I shouldn't say not right. Just doesn't make sense.
Specific location, the location right behind me with that white tarp right there and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us is that...
Let me go see my email real quick. Hold on, guys. It looks like some people are sending me some stuff, so that's good. Give me just a second. Maybe you can bring some clarification. Okay, here we go. Garbage question. Let's read it. We take the trash we collect to Music City Waste Transfer Station in Nashville, which is owned by Waste Connections. From there, they put it on a tractor trailer and send it to their landfill in Kentucky. Well, how long does that take? And this is the other question: is how long does that take? And which cycle of trash were they searching through? Were they searching through February 26th trash, or were they searching through March 4th trash? And actually, Car Guy, you might be able to put this in the in below here. How many times is trash pickup? Do you guys have like 2 trash pickups and like a recycling? Because here in Manatee County, we have a Monday and a Thursday, like regular trash day. Wednesday's like, I think, yard waste, but on Thursday, they pick up our recycling on Thursdays as well. So Mondays is just regular trash. Wednesday is just yard waste. Thursday is regular trash and recycling. Okay, Betty. Aw, thanks, Patty. Maybe his words are a lie to confuse. No, because I haven't heard. This is the thing. I haven't heard Eric Craddock lie on the record. I've gone back. Even with the lights, he nor law enforcement publicly misled. I feel they had other people do that, right? Intentionally. So I don't like, even when Nick Barris point blank asked Eric Craddock about the lights, he refused to answer. He didn't lie on the record. He didn't lie to the public. Could they be spreading misinformation through the use of social media? It's plausible. Could they be misdirecting that way? It's plausible that they could do that. They would definitely have the means to do it, right? But so far, I haven't heard them publicly. Now, I've heard them use word salad to mislead, but outright lie, not yet. And I think that this is important. Not publicly, at least. BHB, if you look at the image, there is no plastic bags in construction dumpsters. But they're not saying this is from the construction site. They're saying this comes from the Proudfoot home, the community of the Proudfoot. This is not related to the truth. They're saying that it was everybody else that said it was from the construction site. When you're following the information, like Car Guy just gave me some receipts, and it's there. They say that it goes from there to Nashville to Kentucky, and it's their trash. It's their neighborhood trash. It's not the 26th. But see, are we assuming that? Because it's a little, because we have the 4th after that. I would want to hope that it was the 26th trash. But either way, if it's from their community, give me a second. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Maybe it is. Maybe it is from the 26th. Because it may have taken that much time to collect it, get it in the semis, to transfer it over to Nashville, and then take it from Nashville over to the Kentucky landfill, just moving it kind of like on a conveyor belt as it gets to where it needs to go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I guess that is possible. It's just very confusing. This whole situation related to this landfill and their processing is very, very, very confusing. So let's listen to that one more time, and then we'll move on. Okay, went too far.
Actually just heard from the Sumner County Sheriff telling us that they were looking in a very specific location. The location right behind me with that white tarp right there, and a few people moving around. As you can see, there's more activity there now than there was previously in the day. It looks like they've resumed normal operations. Now, what's interesting about what the sheriff just told us is that they were looking this specific area because the trash from Sebastian's neighborhood got dumped here today. They spoke to the driver of the trash truck for that area, and he said that it was put in that space right behind us. I want to show you some drone footage.
So guys, that is something that did stand out to me. They went there the day that the trash from Sebastian's area was dumped. I didn't know that before. I don't know if you guys did. But yeah, they went there the day that it was dumped. Okay.
I don't know that either.
So I find that that whole little skit there pretty interesting. Let me just stop and go through some of these things. Thank you. Oh, look, I missed one. Oh, no, I said hi to that's right. I remember welcoming Mama Dukes. I'm getting senile. What can I say? Mama Dukes, thank you so much for becoming the newest member. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat. Robin, hey, love, mods, chat. I miss y'all. Been a crazy week. So thanks. Gosh, it's the weekend. Thank gosh, it's the weekend. Yes. Melanie, Miss Lee, mom of 3, Tori, all gifted Bullhorn Betty memberships in addition to Mama Dukes. And do better becoming new members. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. this insane asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room. Welcome. Definitely appreciate that. God bless all of you. Thank you for being here on a Friday night. We're probably going to wrap up. We're already over an hour. I had the interview and I was hoping to watch it, but this thing with the landfill, I think no matter how we look at it, they didn't leave empty-handed. Because if there was trash coming out of their house, they would have taken every last bit of their home trash for analysis. I almost guarantee it. If they found their trash, they collected it and took it on. So they didn't leave that. They may not know. It may not have led them to the whereabouts of Sebastian, but they didn't leave empty-handed. That's all I'm saying. And I want to thank again Kim, Robin, and Rose for the super chats and super stickers. God bless you. And a big shout out to Tori for your 7-month membership. Thank you so much, everyone. And we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll go over another interview first thing in the morning. And we'll start looking at that mother, James Hutchinson's mom, and what she did. It sounds like she was trying to, because her boyfriend didn't want the kids, she was just going to drop them off at a park and leave. And her youngest son loved his mommy and was just crying and wouldn't let go of the handle of her car as she sped away. And he ended up losing his life. So, don't know what happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, but we're going to still, advocate for him and keep his name out there as we try to still search for him and try to find locations. If you guys are in the 50-mile radius, please get back to me. It's super huge. Bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Bullhornbetty@gmail.com. You guys have a wonderful evening. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.